Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
Hey guys, Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So we are doing the Running Man version of Innocence Brand. Why would you play this? Well, just wait and find out because I actually think it's not that bad. Now, No Rec made this character. Thank you very much. I'll probably talk about you doing good work again in a second, but I want to talk about the skills real quickly. He went with Desecrate Synergy for Council. I think that's fine for T1s, but on T3s, which I ended up running with this build, I think you should go for Blood Golems just for the random extra life on hit. Now, you do need an Act 1 Vigor Merc, and you're going to be going, wait, Solo, why would you want an Act 1 Vigor Merc on a build where you're blood warping? We're not blood warping, guys. This is a Running Man build. And for Running Man builds, you need Vigor. Now, on the Act 1 Vigor Merc, or you could go Act 1 Physical and put a Harmony on her, but I would actually go. What's funny is with the gear he made, I think you might as well go Act 1 Fizz because he went full Purgatory. And I actually think she did pretty good damage, but it's really not necessary. Now, I know you're looking at it, you're not very impressed, but don't worry, the speed's going to pick up. We're literally going to do a 2-minute 30 Sewers of Harrogath, just running around as a Necromancer who's old and slow, and a Bear who's also old and slow. Now, the reason why I think you should go Vigor is because you really don't need the damage, especially on a T1. These Bone Spears will literally basically one-shot almost everything on this map and maybe have to two-shot a few things. Like that was a champion. He died to one Bone Spear proc. The Bone Spears, as you saw from the other Bone videos with its new bigger hitbox, it's basically going to clear an entire hallway. Now, it is kind of annoying having to kind of figure out how to position yourself well, but at the end of the day, you just run. Like, don't worry too much. I don't even know how much you should try to kill every single mob in the map, as usual. But with Act 1 Vigor, you're going to get the speed. And I think you go Act 1 Vigor, not because you can't go Act 1 Fizz with Harmony, but because instead of running Faith, because I don't think you need Faith. Now, we're going to use it in a second, don't worry. For any of you Bonehew fans out there, there's going to be some revelations at the end of this video about who is right and who is wrong, once and for all, in NecroChat. And let me tell you, it's not a Canadian, because they're always wrong. Sorry. You live in the attic of America. This is how America works. You have America, which is like the main suite. Then you got Canada, which is the attic. And then you have Mexico, which is like the foundation or the base, you know. And then everything else is like a basement. I don't even know what's going on down there. So there's the explanation. Someone in the attic can't be right. But with an Act 1 Vigor Merc, you have a slot for a rune word. Now, if you're not going to be attacking, okay, Bonerhew fans, just hold your horses, okay? Anus, don't pucker too much. You could run ice, and I think that's actually probably what you should run on a lot of these brand Inno builds. If you do have room for a Doom or an Ice. Like for instance, on the last build, I believe we had Insight on the Scepter, and I think having a Doom Scepter would be absolutely perfect for the build. And same for this one. I think the Ice rune word is incredibly underrated. Kind of because you really don't need it on many builds, but on this build, if you ended up making this, I think you'd be very happy with the Ice rune word. Now, going forward, so with the Act 1 Physical Merc, you couldn't have that because you'd actually have to run Vigor. But I guess if you wanted to do damage, you could just do that and then put, you know, the full Purg setup or, you know, a good Tyrael's Might, good rare armor, etc. Now, running through the map, we have some extra faster run walk. We could actually get even more, but I actually think my speed is pretty good, and the gear is pretty good for this build with some of the faster run walk he got on some of the items. I do think obviously rare rings would be better than BK rings, but you know, because you don't really need the plus skills, right? But that's just kind of nitpicking at that point. I don't expect no rec. Again, thank you very much for making all these necromancers. He's made basically every real necromancer you've seen me play recently on this channel. So shout outs to him. And I don't expect him to try to craft or spawn rare rings until a good one is made. But since you don't need plus skills on a proc-based build, unless you're trying to get Blood Warp to 0 cooldown, then just having a rare ring or a crafted ring with stats and getting a faster run rock core on it would be absolutely sick. What's also funny is if you do run Hustle, okay, Bonehew fans, hold your horses, it's coming. It has half freeze duration, so if you did a diamond craft, because you for some reason really wanted to make that build, you could do a diamond craft ring and get cannot be frozen and not have to waste a socket or a corruption somewhere else. Now, I was actually I was actually so impressed by how well that went that I decided to run a T3 with not very good map mods, okay? And I love my computer here absolutely taking a complete crap. The fan turned on, and you know how laptops are. But I didn't die. Why? Because I guess this build is just that good. Now, do I think this build is good for running T3s, this version of it? Well, this went pretty well. And okay, my computer is still taking a crap, and I actually turned out of bear because I was taking a crap, that the computer was taking a crap. There's a lot of anus problems going on, but we're going to solve it all. And eventually it's going to stop doing it, I promise, right about now. Now, this went so well, I actually think you can run T3s with this build. Now, if you wanted to go T3s, I think you should drop some damage in different areas and just prioritize FHR, because I think that was actually the biggest problem. I don't think having necessarily a larger life pool would help too much with all the life after each kill I have, but I think not suffering from hit recovery, or when you do, I guess life would help with that, but you're probably going to be put into hit recovery at some points. So having defense would be nice, and some more faster hit recovery because bears have bad animations as well. I think that would make this pretty playable in a T3, and I don't think Throne is an especially good one. It has high magic res mobs, and it's got a few dangerous ones. The reason I chose it was because I didn't want to do cows, and I just kind of wanted to pick a T3 that is popular. And this T3 is popular, not even optimal for a magic-based build, and I thought it went pretty well, as you can tell by the amount I'm clearing. I do almost die a few times. I do have to pot for sure, but like I think this is a legitimate build. I don't think it's a meme. Okay, it's a meme in the sense that it's kind of just worse than the Blood Warp version, but it's kind of fun just to run around. And if you can do a 2-minute 30 T1 by just running, and like vigor is really nice to have, I don't know how much of a meme it actually is. So my experimentation with Bone Necro is probably ending now. The reason I sped this up was because I didn't want to make you guys watch another map, but at least you guys get an idea of what is possible now with Bone Spear being buffed. So thank you, Senpai. Bone Spear legitimately has a reason to be played, whether it's proccing through Brand or whether it's just casting as a Bone Necro. Bone Spear was kind of good early on anyways as a budget Necromancer because Teeth kind of didn't quite do the damage. So imagine now when you're a budget Necromancer using Bone, you can just actually cast Bone Spear, which you would anyways, and it's doing significantly better to actually clear packs thanks to its larger hitbox. And they increased it by like 5 times or something. So it had a very small hitbox, and now it has a very reasonable hitbox. So absolutely perfect. And I know this is what everybody was waiting for. Okay, the conclusion of, is it smart to attack with a 10-frame weapon as a Necromancer bear? And the answer is no. Topwig the Canadian was completely wrong, because I believe he guaranteed this would be the fastest version of the build, funny enough. I know, I don't know what he was thinking. Obviously not very well. What is cool about it, and I'll give this to you, Topwig, you do run really fast with Hustle, Vigor, and Hunger. And then Real John wanted to know, hey, how good is it just to attack as a Necromancer with the ranged brand? And so here you go, Real John. Is it worth your time to do this? No. Skelly King out, guys. GG.
Come and play with us, Daddy.